What up, though? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Professor Kurt Steele. Happy Victory Tuesday, people. On today's show, we recap the Lions' 24-9 win over the Bucs on Monday Night Football. But please do us a quick favor. Like the video and share it with other Lions fans like yourself. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the buttons, man. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you know you're getting that fresh content from us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. Shout out to our channel members. Of course, you know how we started the show. And if you don't know who they are, here you go. We got T-Bone, Locks, Sean Bird, Lauren Vander Esch, Brent DeWitt, Miss Mary Smith, John Martin, Kukayam, Kenneth Sabo, the Dr. Detroit. He is always in. He was in last night. We'll talk about that in a minute. J. Cruz 71, James Willis, Leonard Huff, The Trim Reaper, Marker 301, Peace Seeker, Karen LePage, Mr. Morale 313, Andy Dullock, Folktown Mitch, and Derek Matthews is in the building. We appreciate you guys being channel members. If you want to know how to become a channel member, click the link in the description of the video or on the homepage of our YouTube channel. And shout out to our channel members that was in the chat last night over on Detroit Lions fan page, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us over there on their YouTube channel and their Facebook page. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all showed up and showed out in the comments. I really appreciate you. It was Lauren Vander Esch. I know it was Dr. Detroit was in that thing. A few other people, the Trim Reaper was in there. Y'all showed up, man. And I'm like, you know, I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out, man, because they allowed me, and shout out to them, man. Shout out to my man Neil Green over there. He allowed me to actually stream it to our channel as well, man. So I really appreciate that. But of course, man, we are on our way to 3,100 subscribers and currently sit at 3056. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now it's time on this Victory Tuesday to bring in my co-host, and luckily the Lions did not score 40 points because my man got his shirt on. It is the ladies' pet. Regret you ain't seen nothing yet because I didn't want to see the nakedness. My man L Kutos, what's going on, my dude?
Good thing is I didn't need 40 to take my shirt off. But no. Happy Victory Tuesday, y'all.
Man, you know it's the hardest working man down there in Jackson, Michigan. He be cooking meals, coaching kids, man, all that good stuff, man. He ain't no Jeffrey Dahmer. He ain't cooking no kids. He doing all them things down there in Jackson, Michigan. It's the Wolf and Lion who?
Coach Mike Jones. I don't cook kids.
He don't do that, man. But if you are new to our platform, you don't know how our show works, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say that our boss up. That big blade dance. If we disagree, we say it is balled on, and we give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here, just natural debate and our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. I gotta hit my boy up on Facebook. I got a partner I actually serve with, man. He's a huge Tampa fan. I got a couple of guys that are huge Tampa fans that I serve with. Come out fraternity brothers. But in the illustrious words of HaHa Davis last night, who was in Ford Field, he told the Bucs fans, beat the traffic, to get your ass out of Ford Field. We ran them jokers up out of that thing, man. So before we hop into it, man, I did not expect this game at all. I expected a shootout. But that Lions defense, and of course the no-name secondary, we're looking at the website to see who's on the team, who playing back that thing. But great defense, man. Great defensive effort, man. Great. I mean, the defense all around being played great. But it was just a good, solid game by the Lions. Left some things out there, but we'll get into that when we go into breakdown. But I like the game, man. How can you really argue about a 24-9 victory? So it is what it is. What you got, LL?
Yeah, of course. I'm glad they won, even though somebody tried to I don't want to say embarrass me, but I was talking junk yesterday. I was like, I don't want to stay up late and watch this game. And I was like, man, the game come on at 7. Again, I don't care. I don't want to stay up late and watch them lose. How about that? But No, I'm glad they won. I'm glad it looked how it did. Yeah, no, I didn't necessarily expect it to go this way. It probably could have. Like you said, I think both teams missed some plays and left some stuff out there, so it probably could have went that way. But I'm glad that it went the way that it did.
All right, what you got, Coach?
Yeah. They made an ugly game look pretty. And I
Mm.
don't know how you even make an ugly game look pretty, but they did it last night. They showed you in a game where it wasn't easy, it was still easy. So yeah, but we're gonna get into all of that
Mm-hmm.
when we get into
Yeah, yeah,
our breakdowns, man. But they
yeah.
yeah, I'm proud of them, man. I'm proud that they again can win kind of like just a muddy performance
Mm-hmm.
from both sides, man. So shout out to them Detroit
Yeah.
Lions, man.
And one thing I will say this, man, prayers up for Mike Evans, man. I hate to see that dude, get hurt like that, man. Break his, clavicle, collarbone, man. Whatever however you technical term people say for it, man. On that catch, I didn't. I don't like to see anyone get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And for that to happen with a concussion, man, prayers up to that dude, man. But let's get into the breakdown, man. First up, we got Coach Jones, man. Talk about that Lions defense.
Man, I don't know what. First of all, salute to Calvin Shepard, man. If there were any questions about his coaching ability, about whether he could make adjustments, anything about him, stop questioning this man. He had an entirely new secondary besides our nickel, who played outside. He had a whole entire secondary, man, and them boys had Baker Mayfield go 28 of 50. Okay, wow, 28 of 50. They had him one touchdown, one interception with a 66.1 quarterback rating, or yeah, rating, man. Like, wow. I did not expect that because the talks was Baker Mayfield he's the MVP candidate, So all of that being said, man, shout out to Arthur Millette, Eric Hallett, Rocky Son. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully that ends up not being that bad, man. Thomas Harper. Um, I know I'm forgetting one guy, man. But
If you didn't say it, Nick Whiteside.
yeah, Nick
Mm-hmm.
Whiteside. That's who it was. Nick Whiteside, man. Those guys came to play, and and also the D line, man. The D line like that. It was a complimentary game by the defense, but the defensive backs stepped up and was playing, man. Whiteside was making plays. Um, and he's a guy that I originally, when he was not on the 53 roster, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like I was like, yeah, I knew Whiteside was gonna be. No, I didn't know because when he got cut, I was like, oh well. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But he
No, that ain't
stepped
how you
up.
did. How you did?
I mean, basically,
No, you said, oh yeah. No.
I mean, but you know what? He stepped up, man, and those guys were playing last night, man. And the defensive line played complimentary football. They sacked Baker Mayfield 4 times. Um, everything was about Baker Mayfield turns into a fullback when he has the ball. He didn't turn into a fullback last night because one thing is, man, is our D line. We seen a lean the dream out there. He was out there for a few more snaps than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be limited to, because they said he was going to be limited to a certain amount of snaps.
They
I
figure he
wasn't
got a week off
counting.
next week.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't counting his snaps, but he was out there for a little bit more than what we thought he was going to be. But I like the D line rotation. I like Aleem and Roy Lopez, and then Tyleek and DJ Reader. I like how they flip flop, and that's gonna be a problem for teams in the future, man. I'm glad that the D line just came together good, man, in that game. So it's like, I know they got rumors that Dan Campbell is looking for an edge rusher and things of that nature, and he probably is, but it was on Baker's ass last night. So you know what I'm saying? So
I can tell you who it is too.
yeah. So they did their job, man. Baker Mayfield, he threw for 228 yards. They shut down the run. Their leading rusher was Rashad White, who had 10 carries for 38 yards, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? 10 carries for 38 yards. Sean Tucker had 1 carry for 4 yards. Uh, your boy and them, Teddy Bridgewater, he came, he came in for a second, man, and he had his, whatever that was. But then you look in their receiving, and now the thing I will say is their people want to talk about them being down receivers, being down, and we were down on the defensive secondary. We were down more in the secondary than they were at wide receiver because they still had their one of their mules. They
Yeah.
still had the Mecca Ibuka. You know what I'm saying? That is turned to their guy this year. So they still had him, and Ibuka was four catches, 58 yards. So that shows you what that Calvin Shepard has those guys playing, and he has them on the same page, and he bringing that defense together, and they play complementary football, man. And it's salute to them, man. I know I left out the linebackers, man, because they just been doing their job the whole year. Like they didn't do
Mm-hmm.
nothing different than what they've been doing all year long. So I wasn't trying to shade the linebackers. It's just that when you have such good play on the front end and the back end, man, you just got to salute it, man. So shouts out to the defense, man. I mean, they 9 points, 9. I mean, wow.
Mm-hmm.
One
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah. I mean, you look at this game, man. We're coming into this game. All of us thought it was going to be a shootout because of the fact that how Baker was playing with the backup wide receivers. It just wasn't. And of course, then the big question was who was going to be in the secondary. And without 4 out of the 5 starters for the game, man, and Shelvin's, again, like you, man, shout out to Kelvin Shepard and his staff had that defense playing out of their mind last night, man. Mix of young guys in the secondary with some of the former starters were showing that they still can play in the league, man. Did a great job, man, shutting that Bucks down, man. Here's a little nugget of a stat, man. Baker Mayfield was 1 of 13 on passes over 15 yards. And that's what they hang their hat on is those explosive plays, man, getting the ball down the field. And they just couldn't do it last night. And again, shout out to the linebackers because we didn't mention them, but the 2 game balls on defense went to the 2 linebackers, Derek Barnes and Jack Campbell. And shout out to my man, Jack Campbell, because it kind of went unnoticed, but Jack Campbell did the seatbelt thing at the goal line when he broke up the pass when he I guess it was Otten. My man Jack Campbell did the seatbelt joke. I was like, okay, go ahead, Jack. Jack coming out of his shell, man. But hey, it was a hell of a performance by that defense, man. I was like, who in the hell is these dudes? Calvin Shepard said, man, we're not going to play no damn zone. You guys are going to get out there and play man. And I didn't think that because they left a couple of the guys who are good at man coverage on the bench. Kendall Fuller didn't play. Jamie Robinson didn't play. And those guys are, particularly good in man coverage. He wrote those other guys out there and they played, man. And I like what they did, man. They went out there, man. Lil Meek out there doing his thing, man. But I know my man LL gonna talk about Lil Meek because that's his dude right now.
Yeah, man. The sad part is I can't even remember what he did. I know he had a good game, but like in the moment, the punch out. Yeah, that's becoming his defense's thing. And we heard about that in training camp and all that kind of stuff, trying to create more turnover. So we are seeing it live in living color. But no, man, and I wanted to when you was talking about looking for an edge and everything like this, I forgot what we did. I never mentioned it again. But on one of them shows, like a week or so ago, I was talking about, or I said we hadn't heard anything about that Scorpion King, Ahmed Hassanin. And I want to say the very next day, it was something on the internet about him working out. So isn't that coincidental that we seeing the footage of him working out, and then they talking about looking for an edge? That's who the edge is. People, he about to come back and start slapping people or knocking people foot loose. But on last night's game, no man, yeah, a great game by the defense, man. I think if let me know if y'all agree with this. It kind of looked like how they did old Pumpkinhead last year, Sam Darnold. Put a lot of pressure on him to make him miss a lot of plays. Like he was just missing people. Like it was it was some actual like pass, good defense on the actual pass, but most of the time he was just missing people high. They talked about it all night. Baker Mayfield, we was in his space. We caused the pressure that we spoke about in the pregame or in the preview show. To help him to not have a good game and to turn over a couple times. The defense just stepped up all over the place. Shout out to Nick Whiteside. I like that you named all of their names. I don't know all of their names, but shout out to Nick Whiteside and Marlett and Howlett and whomever else, Amik and Rock Sin and whoever else may have played last night in the secondary. Thomas Harper, because that was integral. We always worried about it. I don't want to say it like it's a good thing, but they didn't have somebody that might have caused a lot of issues. They lost him early, so but even then, like I don't know, Baker Mayfield, he just wasn't accurate last night. We helped to knock him off center a little bit. He wasn't able to get it done. Knocking him around a little bit too. Everybody's going to have something to say about some of these calls. Some of them I don't necessarily disagree with. Of course, maybe because they came in our favor. But especially in case of the Marlette, I believe it was, like, I think he had the ball. Like, he had the ball, he's on the ground, and then dude roll over. So it's like, maybe I don't know all of the rules, you know what I'm saying? I know they say, like, the tag go to the offense, all this other stuff, but, like, if you on the ground with the ball, like, I feel like that's yours, and then he take it away from you then. However, but people saying that was a shady call or whatever it was, I don't think it was. Well, again, maybe it's because it went in our favor, whatever it was. I don't know. But overall, just shout out to the defense, man. Big Aleem out there putting his hand on it, swatting it down, doing his best Tyleek impression. Tyleek Williams has been good at swatting balls down as well. I didn't get to see the play. Oh, no, never mind. That was the other way around. Because they was like somebody fell on somebody. And I laughed, but I shouldn't have laughed because they got hurt. But I was gonna say I thought it was Aleem McNeil, but it was Penei Sewell. Sorry about that. But no, Aleem was out there, man, creating a big push in the middle, man. Big game, dog. I liked it. Hutch didn't get a sack, but he was there. He was close. A lot of times he was on his behind the whole game. It seemed like, and they had to make sure to pay attention to him. At one point, they called it out. They had 3 dudes on him. You know what I'm saying? 3 dudes dedicated to him on that side of the line. So, shout out to Hutch for creating opportunities for others.
Yeah, that I think the rule is like the tie goes to the offense, but on that play, Millette had control prior to
That's how I feel.
Otten. So when he landed on his back, he was down by contact. So because we look at the play, he had control of the ball. Of course, things are going to go that way because they missed some things on us, man. Because my man Wheat showed Trip Baker Mayfield. He didn't call that one. He showed he showed Trip on that sack. I was like, oh man, you got away with one. But hey man, like the video, share the video and comment on the video, man. He stuck his big old boot out there. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us with that YouTube algorithm, man. Get this content out to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself, man. And hit that Boss Out Ball Out merch shop, man. You can find a link in the description of this video on the homepage of our channel. Look at the ticker, man, to get the information about the code to get discounts, man. And of course, our channel members get 15% off their order. So go ahead and check that thing out. All right, time to talk about Lions offense. LL, man, what you got to talk about on this offense, man? It was good and it was bad.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, Geronimo wanted to join, so he won't claw my leg apart. I'll help him get up here. But yeah, offense, looked all right. Much of what we kind of thought. The connection between Jared Goff and J-Mo still, they working on that. But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent offensive game. Had a turnover. Your boy, well, a couple of turnovers. Your boy, wanted to make the game more interesting, I suppose. But overall, ended up having 379 total yards. Let's see here. Your boy Jared Goff finished. Before I get into that, just when I spoke about in the preview about balance, I feel like we, got right back to that. Like I mentioned in the last matchup, I believe Jared Goff had threw the ball 55 times or something like that. This time around, he only dropped back 29 times. The rushing pass split goes. Coach Mike Gill like this: 29 passes, 30 rushes, and it was 32. Well, they got two on here for Jared Goff, but we're not gonna count those. So 29 to 30. That's excellent, right? I like it. And that's 29 passes for 215 yards and 30 rushes for, my math is real quick, 157 yards. So, and out of them 157, your boy Supersonic or Jahmyr Gibbs had 136 of them, 2 touchdowns with a long run of 78 yards. Man, he had a pretty decent game. That right side was opening stuff all the way up. Tate Ratledge and Tate Ratledge and Penei Sewell was tearing some stuff up out there on that screen pass. You got to see Penei Sewell out there running, looking like Devastator. I don't know if y'all remember the old Transformers movie. It was the highway scene where Devastator Transformer stood up and started running and knocking cars off the highway. That was Penei Sewell. But and he was, I guess, for the sake of that young man at the end of the play, I think it was Winfield's son. So
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah, and Winfield's son, you should thank your lucky stars, man, because Penei Sewell was too tired to knock you into next week. So, but yeah, man, the offense looked real good. We got to see some of that stuff, some of the stuff that we've seen over the last few years to make us what we are. Penei Sewell out there running and flipping and doing other good stuff, and just like I said, the right side of the offensive line opening that thing all the way up. I remember in past shows like last year, we spoke about how Jahmyr Gibbs, he gets in the hole and kind of like chop it up, I guess, to time it up so the hole will open up. Not no more. And he's shooting out that thing like a shotgun. It's just they open up and he gone. So at least in this game, he looked real good. Like they were saying that they creating opportunities was just him against the safety, and I like that matchup. 9 days out the week, and it ain't even 9 days in the week. But again, offensively, everything looked much better. We did leave some stuff out there. Had a couple of penalties. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 6 catches for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had 3 more catches for 82 of more yards. So I forget everybody you'll hear about his total yards if somebody want to give it to me. Y'all go ahead. 218 total yards. Won't you look at that? And then Brock Wright had added with your boy. Shout out to Jimmy, didn't get a touchdown, but Brock Wright with the 3 catches for 23 yards. Dave Montgomery participated in the pass game as well, 2 catches for 18 yards. Some people are going to speak about. I know that's one of the things, because it's you got to find stuff to talk about. We're gonna hear about J-Mo's targets and all this other kind of stuff over the next few weeks. Of course, we would all like to see him, get involved, but I feel like he is involved. Like his involvement is helping everybody else to be open. We all spoke about that, running the defense, spreading them out so they can run them deep dig routes, all that kind of stuff, all them intermediate routes. So his participation is felt. We just can't get him the ball right now. I do trust that, we got a bye week and all that kind of stuff. So some of those issues should be worked out by the time we see these guys again. But if it ain't and the offense still gets to look good, I personally won't care. Hopefully Jameson Williams sees it the same way. But what do you guys think about the offense? I didn't get to every single thing, but what do you guys got to say about that?
Yeah, it was a Jahmyr Gibbs show yesterday, man. What can you say about that? I mean, that dude put on a clinic, man. St. Brown had a good first half. I think what happens is Todd Bowles, I think he just tweaked his game plan and he just started to shut down that middle of the field. You look at the second half, man. Todd Bowles said, "No, you ain't. You had enough. We had enough. You 14. You ain't finna get the ball no more." So, the run game in the interior wasn't great, but it had those standout moments. Man, that 78-yard run was ridiculous, man. With Ratledge and with Tate Ratledge and the Penei Sewell, man, they cleaned that side of the line off, and it was to the house. I mean, was that 22 miles per hour? I think he's just throwing it the 3rd time, and he's got 2 of them. Overall, the offense held together, man. Here's my thing. Tampa has one of the toughest defenses in the league.
Yes.
So to put up 24 points on them is pretty good. And to
it
put
could have
up
been worse.
that many rushing yards was absolutely outstanding because they had like the fifth ranked rush defense, and we put up over 150 yards on them. Man, that's really great. Of course, John Morton's squad missed some chances, man, in that first half. It could have been, like I said, it could have been a lot more points on the board.
Yeah.
I think they probably missed at least 3 chances to score points. But I think this game was more about the Lions' defense than it was the offense. I think the offense did enough to win. If you look at the box score, they scored in each quarter. They scored as far as every quarter they put up points, even though they only put up 3 in the fourth.
What they call that, scorigamo?
Yeah, so it was like 7, 7, 7, and 3. So I can't take away from it because with how the defense was playing, the offense just all you got to do is keep moving the ball, keep chewing up clock, and when you get a chance, put points on the board. So that's all I can say about that. What you got, Coach?
Yeah, man. Everything that y'all said, but I also want to salute, man, my man Jay Jizzle, Jared Goff, man. Even though he did throw that one interception, Jared Goff, if you see how
And he
Baker
fumbled.
Mayfield was playing, you need your quarterback to at least be stable. You need your quarterback to at least play within the script of the game. Because sometimes that's all quarterbacks can do is play within the script of the game. And be efficient in that game script. And Baker Mayfield wasn't efficient. But you know who was efficient? That boy Jared Goff was efficient. He was 20 of 29 for 241 yards. So while it was a Jahmyr Gibbs show, Jahmyr Gibbs was all over that thing. Jared Goff was a steady horse in the race, man. Like, he didn't change his gallop at all. And I think that's salute, man, because you need that, because you're not always gonna be that superstar that's completing everything and you know what I'm saying, and got 400 yards and and doing all of that, man. Because Jared Goff got sacked 4 times last night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people say when you sack Goff and you get him flustered, he started doing it. No, he was consistent. He was steady, and those 4 sacks didn't throw him off his rocker at all. So salute to that, man. Salute to the offensive line. The offensive line is back. Okay. I don't know, how people are like, oh, they don't have him, and he retired, and this. They back. Okay, they are back, and they are back before the bye week. So that should make the rest of the NFL scary.
Vita Vea didn't kill Graham Glasgow.
Yeah, that should make the rest of the NFL scared. They should be scared because that offensive line is back to being who that offensive line is, because they control that Tampa Bay defense, and that Tampa Bay defense that's a top-notch defense. And they were able to do it, man. So shout out to the O-line, man. I always gotta get the big dudes love, man. Like I always kind of, what I'm saying, make sure that the hog dogs get theirs, man. So that's an old school term, man. I guess I'm kind of showing my age a little bit, but the salute to the offense, man. They were steady and they held their own, and the defense did their thing, man. So shout out to them, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is one of the best defenses in the league, man. You look at the numbers that they've been putting up, and what they've been doing to offenses in the league, and again, to put up that many rushing yards against that type of defense, man, is great because they fly to the ball. Those linebackers are fast, and they flash at points, man. But our offensive line flashed a little bit, better. So shout out to the offensive line, man. Don't like those 4 sacks, of course, on Jared Goff, keeping my man clean. And I have to I'm giving that fumble to Taylor Decker, because that dude would be That dude beat the pants off of him, man. Taylor Decker was looking just, oh my God.
Taylor
So,
Decker had a bit of a game last night.
yeah, but
he just came back, so you know.
Yeah, the Ivy put that move on him. It was right past him. Oh my God. So yeah, that's what that sack. I mean, that's what that sack fumble called. But hey, man, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these help us get this content more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. You know, the Bust Up Ball Out podcast is powered by W Energy Drink, packed with brain boosting amino acids and vitamins, man. Of course, no sugar added. Of course, that's great for you, man. Kurt Steele, who's a type 2 diabetic. And of course, it costs you about $1 a drink. Great alternative to canned beverages or coffee, man. I like my coffee too, man. So, you know, but hey, man, you got to power your day with W. And of course, you can find a link to buy W right on the ticker, man, and put the code Boss Up Ball Out Pod to get 10% off your order. So power your day with W. All right, now it's time for Boss Up, Ball Out, and Balled On. Players of the game. So, woo-wee. All right, so is there any doubt who the offensive player is? It shouldn't be, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, man, 17 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 82 yards, 218 total yards. Who should be the NFC Offensive Player of the Week? If it's somebody else, man, maybe Christian McCaffrey. You got a couple of dudes out there. Christian McCaffrey had a big game, and I think it was Bijan Robinson had another big game too. So, but he in the running. For defense, it's got to be the Detroit Lions secondary. That no-name secondary held Baker Mayfield to a 66 passer rating. They had 8 passes defended and 2 turnovers. Because we weren't expecting that from them cats, man. We did not think that we were going to get that kind of performance from the dudes that we had to look to see who the hell was on the field. So them as a group, they get the bossed up player of the game on defense. And my balled on players of the game, I hate to say it, man, because this is my dude. David Montgomery, 13 carries for 21 yards. He averaged 1.6 yards per carry or something like that. Yeah, I don't like that, Demo. You my dude, man. I like me some Demo, man, but 13 carries for 21 yards, we can't have that. We got to have more production from that. Now, I'm not saying that's solely on him because, of course, he has the guys in front of him has to block. But yeah, he wasn't shedding the tackles like he normally does, man. So you know, yeah, he get that. And then I gotta give it to number 16, man. 2 turnovers, man, interception and a fumble. Got to be fair with fair is due. So yeah, he get the ball on for the 2 turnovers, man. That I said it in the pregame. Stay away from Dean, man. That dude is a monster, man. And he did a play that we normally see from Brian Branch, where you think he's covering one dude, and next thing you know, nope, yeah. he dropped right into that passing lane and picked it off. We've seen BB do that several times, and Dean did that last night on an interception. Again, I say I get half a fumble to Taylor Decker on that strip sack because he got beat, man. He was still standing in line. The dude was stacking Jared Goff. He was still in his stance. But those are the boss up, ball out, and ball on players of the game. You guys got any I guess any other guys you want to mention besides and honorable mentions you want to mention for the game?
No, you hit the nail on the head. Everything that you said is what I would have said. So you spot on, Kurt.
Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely played it. They definitely played their game, man. I like what they did last night. Hey, man, if you haven't done so already, make sure you do what? Follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms. My man, Coach Jones, does a great job on all of his social media platforms. And, of course, on this channel, man. So make sure you go check him out and that Beyond the Rose Boxing playlist. And I post content on this channel from all of my social media platforms, man. And thank you for hanging out on this Tuesday. And, of course, LL. We are only 2 days away from Thirsty Thursdays on over his Instagram page. So make sure you go check that thing out. All right, time for parting shots, man, on this Victory Tuesday. You know, we usually don't do Tuesday shows, but of course, for Monday Night Football, we got to do a Tuesday show. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back tomorrow, so make sure you tune in and check us out then, too. But parting shots for today's show. What you got, Coach Jones, on this Victory Tuesday?
So just a little story real quick. I messaged my dad last night. I messaged Alabama Gibbs. You know, because my Alabama, you know, my dad is from Alabama. He rep Alabama to the fullest, even though he live in Texas now. And Jameer Gibbs, you know, he from Alabama, man. So I said, Alabama Gibbs. And my dad said, show you right. And he don't even like the Lions. He does not like the Lions at all. He's a Cowboys fan. But he do give salutes to his Alabama players, you know, former Alabama players when they do their thing, man. So shout out to my pops, them Alabama boys. Yeah.
All right, what you got, LL?
I'm certain Georgia Tech will have a thing to say about that. But no, happy Victory Tuesday. You know, find yourself some tacos today. I had a whole bunch of more stuff I was gonna say, but I forgot. Oh, one thing I was gonna say is some of those Buccaneers players should be thanking Roger Goodell. They should write him personal letters, and maybe buy him some donuts or bagels or something. Send that to the office because Brian Branch would have cleaned a few of them guys up, like on that on Tez Johnson on the goal line. Y'all don't understand how much that pissed me off inside. He was yelling, "This what I do!" Like, yeah, you better be glad you scam booger, as my Uncle Jake. That's another Uncle Jake ism. You scam booger. You better be glad he wasn't there because I think it would have been a little bit different for some of those guys. So not in a violent, in a hurtful way, but just in the spirit of playing football. Some foots would have been knocked loose. But have a great Tuesday and enjoy.
There you go with the foot loose knocking. All right. All right, man. Hey, man, if you're having a great day, you should be because it's Victory Tuesday, man. Make sure you enjoy your day. And if you're having a good day, make sure you spread that joy to someone else because, of course, you never know when a kind word can help change someone's outlook on their day or even their whole life. If you're not having a good day, please don't steal someone else's joy. And, of course, whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, fall out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my fellas, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.